Hi guys, thanks for being here. Lynne, I want to talk about your intention with the film. A lot of the reviews have described it as a movie about postpartum depression, and at Cannes you were like, that's bullshit. And I'm really interested in your intention and your interpretation and what the film is about to you.
Well, God, I don't remember saying that. It's not just one thing, it's about a marriage breaking down, it's about, when you feel isolated, to me it's just an experience. The whole film's an experience, that you go with, or not, but I just felt...
I was just so blown away by this character. It's like a once in a lifetime kind of role. I mean, but I don't, it's this character, this universe that we built, and like she said, the trust that we have, it all like finds its way to the right place. She's told me like where I am mentally and emotionally. And
Lynne, can you speak a bit about your philosophy as a director in that way? I mean, how do you balance that sort of freedom and sense of safety?
And then that I didn't ask her to go to the window and lick the glass, but there's a kind of something hilarious about that, and also kind of trapped and feral about it as well. So I think it was just given the space to let these little moments come through, whether that be just in the...
Die My Love is the latest film from Lynne Ramsay, and it's by far one of the most chaotic and dysfunctional films I've seen all year, and I mean that in the best way possible. And let me be honest, bro, this movie is absolutely nuts. Like, genuinely absolutely nuts. But all that being said, I really enjoyed watching it. Actually, enjoyed might be the wrong word, but I found myself extremely invested throughout the entire duration of the film, and I think that's just a testament to the film's offbeat nature, its magnetic performances, and the delicate and beautiful themes that Lynne Ramsay poignantly and beautifully embodies on screen. Die My Love stars Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson and follows their portrayed characters, Grace and Jackson, a young couple beginning a new phase of life with their newborn child on the countryside. Now, that synopsis that I just gave you may sound pretty straightforward, it may sound pretty simple, but let me assure you, this movie is nothing close to straightforward, nothing close to simple. Die My Love is a film that willingly takes its viewers on a wild ride, like a roller coaster. It takes twists and turns, at times leaves you in this state of confusion, and for almost every second of the film's duration, you're questioning to yourself whether you should be laughing or whether you should be extremely disturbed by what you're looking at on screen. And mind you, I knew absolutely nothing about this film going in. All that I knew was that I love Jennifer Lawrence, I love Robert Pattinson, and I've heard so many great things about Lynne Ramsay, so that was reason enough for me to go watch this movie. And I also did get an invite from Mubi to come to a Q&A screening, so that was another positive reason to go, right? I got this cool book there. Shout out Mubi, more on that later. So like I said before, this movie is absolutely nuts, and I went in blind, so I didn't know what to expect. And honestly, I think that's the best way for anyone to watch this movie. What you get in Die My Love is an extremely offbeat, at times quite hilarious, but at its core, a truly and deeply heartbreaking story about maternity and womanhood and loneliness. Die My Love is a film that explores maternity, womanhood, and how fragile the human mind can be. Motherhood is the biggest stake and responsibility of one's life. The complexity of maternity and womanhood is something that I can never fully comprehend or understand, but when you get special performances that transcend the screen, like the one from Jennifer Lawrence, you start to understand a little bit more. And you understand this just a little bit more once you realize that Jennifer Lawrence was actually pregnant while filming Die My Love.
I think because when I was making it, everything was very real to me, because obviously to Grace, none of it's a fever dream. It's all very factual and very real. So I don't even remember making that choice to just believe it and for it to be real. It just was. I was also pregnant, so I think there were certain realities that I just couldn't look at and I couldn't see. And then I watched it when I was 9 months pregnant. And that was when I was oh wow, a lot of that was wasn't real. Like, it was like a fever.
This level of dimensionality that merges the line between reality and fiction only enhances the movie watching experience even more. These themes and ideas are embodied and integrated into the DNA of our main protagonist, Grace. Her character is someone who we see in these haunting long stages of isolation and loneliness as she struggles with her various mental, physical, and emotional battles. The challenges of becoming a stay-at-home mother to a newborn, the crushing weight of becoming a failed author, and the state of paranoia she finds herself in questioning the faithfulness of her husband. Captured in a prison-binding 4:3 aspect ratio, Die My Love traps its viewers just as it traps its characters in the film. As a viewer on the outside looking in, watching the story of Grace and watching how the people around her wrestle with her state of being was emotionally investing, exhausting, and heartbreaking. Also, while watching the film, you'll soon realize that this isn't a film motivated by narrative or structure. This is a film purely running off the fumes of character and atmosphere. This film through and through is a character study. This is through and through a character study of Grace. And after realizing this and after accepting this, I really started to fall in love with the film. Our main protagonist, Grace, is a highly dysfunctional and highly unstable person. We are seeing the film entirely through her perspective. She's a character through the progression of the film is losing her sense of reality, and this is completely unbeknownst to her. Everything that's happening on screen is her real experience, and nothing about her performance is performative because what she's seeing is real to her. And I just can't understate how amazing this performance is from Jennifer Lawrence. It reminds me so much of Gina Rowlands in A Woman Under the Influence from John Cassavetes.
It reminded me of, obviously, of Gina Rowlands and A Woman Under the Influence, but even like,
there are so many similarities between those two performances, and there are many similarities between these two films. I think if you enjoy films from John Cassavetes, you will like this movie. I think if you enjoy David Lynch films, you'll also enjoy this movie. This film, oddly enough, feels like a John Cassavetes film mixed with a David Lynch film, and if those two films had a baby, it would be Die My Love. Performance-wise, I think Jennifer Lawrence gives one of the best performances of the year. I think Robert Pattinson is also very strong in this film as well. The two have great chemistry. Lawrence and Pattinson, they have great chemistry together. Whenever those two encompass the screen, you feel the magnetism just pull you in. I'd argue that these two actors are some of the strongest that we have in our industry today, and within this film, they are putting their talent on full display for us to take in. Watching this film was actually me watching my first Lynne Ramsay film, and I can say confidently now that I am a fan of hers, so I'm going to be watching a lot more. I think I might watch We Need to Talk About Kevin next. And while I really did love this movie, there were a few things that I did not enjoy. I thought the film could have been a lot shorter, like at least 30 minutes shorter. There were multiple times where I thought the film was going to end and it just kept going on, and I don't know exactly why it kept going on. So I had a few issues with the duration, and I think that also affects the pacing of the film. So the pacing at moments were a little off for me. And for the most part, the pacing does work. This is a very offbeat, I wouldn't say slow, but it takes its time to get where it needs to be. And for the most part, I enjoyed that. But as the film got closer to the end, I felt that it kind of dragged on a bit. And that did unfortunately affect my viewing experience. But in terms of the positive, there's so many great things. Like I said before, Pattinson and Lawrence were amazing. Their performances were fantastic. And while I love the cinematography and the direction and the writing, I think more than anything, the editing is the most impressive part of this movie. In my brain, I can't piece together how I would even approach editing this movie, so that just goes to show how talented editors are. The way that this movie is pieced and structured, but also not structured at all, but there is a controlled chaos to the structure and editing of this movie. And whenever a movie can be so chaotic but so controlled at the same time, I'm just in awe of that. I hope people go watch this. This movie is so weird, it's so unique, and it's also so heartbreaking, and I think it's a film that a lot of people can find empathy in and sympathy in, and I feel like it's a film that a lot of people can relate to, especially women and mothers in specific. Out of a 5-star rating scale, I'm going to be giving this film 4 out of 5 stars. Make sure to go watch Die My Love when it releases in a theater near you. So my awesome friends at Mubi invited me to a special Q&A screening of this film in New York City. And man, I love my people at Mubi. They are so awesome, and I'm so honored that I was even able to attend this screening. The screening was accompanied by a Q&A with Lynne Ramsay, the director, and Jennifer freaking Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence, guys, she was there in the flesh, and Lord knows the 10-year-old version of myself was in awe of seeing Katniss Everdeen in the flesh. I think it's just so crazy how like I've literally grown up watching these actors, and whether it be doing a letterbox interview or going to these like Q&As in person and seeing these people that I've been watching my whole entire life, it's so crazy because I think they're so talented. They're just so interesting. Like they're very interesting people to, you know, to watch on screen and to track in their careers and throughout their filmographies. It's just so interesting to like really just be there in person, to see them and to just like, I don't know, just like feel the atmosphere of them in a way. I'm not glazing by any means. I'm not glazing. I promise you I'm not glazing. But there's just something special about seeing someone that you admire, whose work that you admire. Like seeing them in person is quite nice. So it was really cool seeing her in person. It was really interesting seeing what she had to say about her performance and what she brought to the role, and how being a mother and how being pregnant while filming the film, how that impacted the movie, and how she thought of the character that she was portraying. And also similarly hearing Lynne Ramsay speak about her approach to directing the film and how she wrote the film and how she worked with Pattinson and Lawrence, and just getting those firsthand words from people who actually made the film is such a valuable thing. And whenever I can go to a Q&A, whenever I can talk to a person, whether it be on a letterbox carpet, like when I could talk to them face to face, conversation like that is something that I cherish so much, because I take little nuggets of what I hear and I try to apply it to my own work. But in terms of the screening, it was really cool. We were at the Willoughby Hotel in New York City. I saw my good friends from Mubi, Sophie and Nicole. I also ran into my friend Maggie at the screening. It was just a really good time. I had a really good experience, and yeah, go watch Die My Love. This was a very long review. It was a very long yap session, and I hope to do this more movie reviews coming in the future. I'm trying to be more consistent with these reviews and this YouTube uploading. I'm just trying to be more consistent with it. So be on the lookout for more movie reviews, more vlogs, things like that in the future. But with all that being said, have a good day and watching good movies. Peace.